regular meeting of the Clifton Board of Education. Please rise for the flag salute and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, Mr. Shahada, please.
Ms. Bassford.
Here.
Mr. Brunciak.
Here.
Mr. Canova. Mr. Mejia.
Here.
Mr. Santiago.
Here.
Mr. Ciano.
Here.
Suarez.
Here.
Vice President Danny.
Here.
President Paris.
Here.
We have a quorum.
The mission of the Clifton School District in an open and reciprocal community partnership is to provide all students with a quality education, to develop the skills necessary to become literate, lifelong learners who are responsible and productive citizens, contributing to a democratic society in an ever-changing world. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right to the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the Clifton Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be publicized by having the date, time, and place thereof posted at the City Clerk's Office, Clifton Public Library, Administration Building, Senior Citizen Nutrition Center, on cable TV, in the local press, on the district's website, and mailed to presidents of parent-teacher organizations. This meeting will be recorded in accordance with Policy 0168. We have a little change in our agenda order from normal. We are going to open with some comments from our acting superintendent, Mr. Gingaro.
Thank you, President Paris. Good evening, Board of Ed Commissioners, those in the audience, and of course those who are watching from home. To begin, I'd like to just give an update to the One Clifton learning community about Dr. Robertozzi. We are pleased to share that he is making remarkable strides in his recovery and rehabilitation. He's feeling much better and is in great spirits. We'd like to say that nothing could keep the big guy down. He is deeply grateful for the outpouring of well wishes, thoughtful gifts, phone calls, messages, as well as your continued thoughts and prayers. But after speaking to him most recently, one of the most challenging aspects of his experience is the fact that he knows that this year he will not be with our students and staff at the opening of the school year. This only further highlights his unwavering dedication and commitment to the students and staff here at this district. As always, we eagerly anticipate his return and are confident that he will be back as strong as ever. I'm going to go into a whole bunch of different types of highlights, as we've had an amazing, exciting summer, as well for things that are yet to come. To start, we're going to give a shout out to School 15's Home and School Association, as they're excited to kick off the new school year by hosting an ice cream meet and greet on Tuesday, September 3rd. This event offers School 15 families the chance to connect, of course, enjoy a tasty treat, and possibly meet their new teachers. So a special thank you to the School 15 HSA for creating lasting memories within their own learning community. Shifting gears over into curriculum and instruction specific to the Imagine Learning platform, one of the many academic enrichment programs that we utilize in Clifton is called Imagine Math. This summer, the Imagine Learning platform asks students across the country to log in and pass their Imagine Math lessons in what they call the annual Summer Math Splash Contest. As we know, students who keep their math skills hot, pun was intended, over the summer months are better prepared to hit the ground running in the fall. A total of 5 grand prize winners were randomly selected for eligible students who passed 10 or more math lessons from June 10th to July 31st, one of which came right here from Clifton from Woodrow Wilson Middle School. So a special recognition and congratulations goes out to 8th grade student Sophia Fisher for being one of the Summer Math Splash Contest winners. She has won through Imagine Math a solar-powered backpack filled with back-to-school essentials to help start off the school year right. We do look forward to celebrating her and her achievements when she returns in September. A little bit of athletics. For several years, the name Coach Sinkyu has been synonymous with Clifton football, leading the boys program to new heights, multiple state playoff appearances, and recently a state championship. However, when it comes to Mustang football, there's a new sheriff in town, actually with the same name. Here I'm referring to his better half, Coach Lindsay Sinkyu, who has led the girls' flag football team for the past 2 years. She has truly made a mark on guiding the team to a division win this year with an impressive 8-1 record. Her hard work and dedication have brought well-deserved recognition to the girls' flag football program, and the timing for that could not be better, with the sport expected to be officially recognized by the NJSIAA in the spring of 2026. But just this past month, the girls' flag football team had the incredible opportunity of competing against Elizabeth High School during halftime of the Jets' preseason opener at MetLife Stadium. Although the outcome of the game did not favor the Mustangs, it was an unforgettable experience for our student athletes to just play in front of such a large crowd, one that will undoubtedly remain a cherished memory for them for years to come. So a special thank you goes out to Tom Millay, our athletic director, as well as Coach Sinkyu for making this a possibility for our girls. Moving into PBSIS, while there are several individuals this evening who are going to be appointed for a whole host of positions, there is one that I would like to recognize pending board approval, and that is Miss Amanda Rhodes. She has been selected as our new PBSIS district coach. Amanda's impressive achievements, including being honored as the 2023-2024 Passaic County Teacher of the Year, her successful tenure as a PBSIS School 11 coach, and her wealth of experience of a classroom teacher make her a tremendous asset to our PBSIS district team. We are confident that her leadership will further strengthen our commitment to creating a positive and supportive learning environment across this district. So Amanda, welcome to the PBSIS team. I would now like to bring attention to something that's been in the works for many, many months, even upwards to over a year. It's been spoken about through a whole host of committee reports at these very Board of Ed meetings. And that's specific to Paul VI, also known as Pope Paul High School. It goes by a whole bunch of different names, but for tonight we'll refer to it as Paul VI or Pope Paul. I am pleased to announce that our district is extremely close to acquiring the Paul VI High School building and property, with an anticipated opening date for Clifton usage in September of 2025. This acquisition represents a significant opportunity to enhance our educational offerings, services that benefit both our students and the broader community. This milestone would not have been possible without the steadfast support of this Board of Education, so I'd like to extend my sincere gratitude to the Board Commissioners, as well as Mr. Shahada and our dedicated legal team for their tireless efforts in making this acquisition a reality. As we move forward, it is crucial that we engage with our community to ensure that our plans for Paul VI building reflect the needs and priorities of all of our stakeholders. So we're eager to hear your thoughts and ideas of how this facility can best serve our district. Specifically, we seek your input on potential uses for the building, including types of programs, grade levels, services, or facilities that you envision. And to gather this feedback, we will be conducting a community feedback survey using the Qualtrics platform. This platform allows community members to complete the survey in multiple languages, reflecting the rich diversity that exists within our district. To our stakeholders, your insights are invaluable as we consider the best path forward for this significant addition to our district's resources. We anticipate launching the survey just after the start of the school year, and thank you in advance for your continued support and engagement as we embark on this exciting new chapter for our district. But speaking about the start of the school year, as we all know, this evening is the final Board of Ed meeting before the official start of school. So information about schools, building-specific information, including traffic patterns, parking, drop-off, food service options, will be provided to all families from each of your respective building administrators on Monday, August 26th. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to your building principal, who are ready and willing to assist all of our families and students. Please be reminded that the first day of school for students is Wednesday, September 4th, and that the district will be operating on an early dismissal schedule for the first 3 days of school. Specific to these half days, this initiative was first introduced last year as a precautionary measure due to anticipated heat, with the understanding that it would be reevaluated on a yearly basis. However, this change received overwhelmingly positive feedback from both administrators and staff, who appreciate the opportunity for team meetings, professional development, and additional preparation time. The adjusted schedule also provided valuable time for bond bond referendum projects to progress in their final stages without students being present in the building. While we are mindful of the impact that the schedule may have on some families, many families, especially those with younger children or students with disabilities, express gratitude for the smoother transition back to school that this method offered. Unfortunately, in a district of this size and diversity, it is impossible to make a decision that would ever gain unanimous approval. But the decision to start next year, the 25-26 school year, on an early dismissal schedule will be something that we as a team will reevaluate later this year. But as always, we welcome and value the feedback from all stakeholders. I'd also like to take a moment to highlight the resolution to amend this year's 24-25 school calendar, specifically regarding the change to the early dismissal schedule the day after back-to-school nights. Traditionally, the district operated on an early dismissal schedule on the same day as back-to-school nights. But however, during the most recent contract negotiations with the CEA, both the Board of Education and Association agreed to move the early dismissal to the following day. And since the CEA contract was ratified after the Board of Ed approved the district calendar, it was necessary for us to put forth and pass a resolution to reflect these changes. Prior to the start of students coming on the 4th, the district does hold two very important events. The first is on Monday, August 26th. We welcome back our administrative staff for something that we call Admin Retreat. Here we do things like share updates on state and federal mandates, district policies and procedures, participate in team building activities, and have guest speakers come to help drive and reinforce the district mission and vision. This year, we are pleased to announce and welcome Dr. Edward Fergus, Professor of Urban Education and Policy at Rutgers University, who will focus on achieving equity, reducing disproportionality, and supporting equity learning and literacy. From the security side, we have Patrick Kassan and Tom Toohey, who will provide our team with a more comprehensive approach and best practices in navigating through the behavior threat assessment process, as well as providing updates on the memorandum of agreement with our local law enforcement. And finally, as an extension of our district-wide focus on mental health, is a series of workshops provided by Lydia McNulty and Laura O'Keefe on stress management. And that will be done for our administrative team, as well as for our security specialists, and just yesterday, already having completed that training, were our custodial and maintenance staff departments. As a whole, we definitely look forward to learning from their expertise. But the final day of Admin Retreat, Wednesday the 28th, actually coincides with the second big event, and it's the first day of what we call New Staff Orientation. Here we welcome and excite the new staff over a 3-day period as they embark on their professional journeys as part of Team 1 Clifton. From meeting the administrative team to being provided with a plethora of important information, most important for them, how and when they'll be getting paid, to, of course, attending workshops and professional development trainings on school safety and security, PBSAS, harassment, intimidation, and bullying, DCP&P and mandatory reporting procedures, and of course, how to navigate real-time, our student information system, as well as a whole host of curricular and instructional programs. It's simply our way of getting them started. But the highlight of new staff orientation is what we proudly call the Clifton Struck presentation. Here we teach new staff how to tap into and channel their inner rock star. It is definitely a presentation like no others. So whether you've seen the show before or will be experiencing it for the first time, we would like to extend an invitation to our Board of Education Commissioners to attend this Clifton Struck presentation and help us welcome our new staff to the One Clifton Band. We do hope that your schedules allow for you to join, and an official calendar invite with information specific to that is forthcoming. And finally, I'd like to save the best for last as always. I would like to announce and extend a heartfelt congratulations to Mr. Ahmed Shahada and Commissioner Tanya Suarez on their engagement. This is truly a joyous occasion, and we are thrilled to celebrate this special moment with you. May your journey together be filled with love, support, and endless happiness. We wish you all the best as you embark on this exciting new chapter of your lives. And once again, congratulations, guys. But selfishly about this wedding, I do have to thank them both for the honor and privilege of allowing me to be the officiant of the wedding. And I will be certain to have my Darth Vader outfit ready to go for you. So last but not least, to the entire One Clifton learning community, on behalf of the Board of Education, we wish you a fantastic remainder of the summer. We hope you have the chance to relax with family and friends, soak up what's left of this beautiful weather, and enjoy the Labor Day weekend festivities. We eagerly look forward to welcoming our students and staff back for yet another amazing school year. And that concludes this month's superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Gengaro, for that very thorough back-to-school report. I don't think we have a student representative here this evening, so we'll move to presentation of reports and our Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum, Ms. Kuselevich.
Do we know where Sam went? Because the Zoom is up, so I don't know how to get to him. Well, that was fun. This is exactly what our teachers and students and families went through in the pandemic, and somehow we all thought, gee, this is going to get so much easier. But still, to this day, I'm on so many Zoom meetings where everybody's stuck on something or something's not coming up. So the whole thing with technology is how we handle it. And our teachers and our students handle it amazingly. And one of the things that they do with that technology is take these mandated state assessments. So what is tonight's presentation about? This is the mandatory statutory requirement that we present to you within a certain period of time, the release of our state assessments. Once upon a time, all of these state assessments would come out at the same time. Now, unfortunately, it seems to be a rolling scale, and within a certain period after the release of each different assessment's data, we need to do a presentation, which is not quite as fun as putting it all together in one when we can really highlight our strengths. So tonight's presentation is a combination of the NJ GPA results from spring as well as our access testing. But we are going to round that out with some of the strengths and programs that our high school does to really enhance and support our students both before and after they've taken the NJ GPA. So what is NJ GPA? NJGPA is a newly mandated, began 2 years ago, assessment to measure students' performance in language arts and mathematics prior to graduation. This is how the state determines if our students are quote-unquote graduation ready. This assessment is on top of the NJSLA assessment that they've already taken in these content areas in 9th or in 10th grade. This just adds another layer to our students prior to graduation. Now, on May 3rd, 2023, the DOE finally adopted cutoff levels. The first year that we addressed this assessment, there were no cut scores as to what they determined was proficient or not. What you can see on this screen, and I wish I could move, sorry Lucy, I have to move your screen. What we see on this screen is that Clifton exceeds the graduation ready percentage for the state by 10%, and we exceed the state graduation ready average by 15.7%. So our students are doing quite well in comparison to the rest of the state. Except now it won't move. Why? Because I'm stuck on Lucy. Okay. Here we see our spread across our socioeconomic demographics. We see that our general education students are doing quite well, and our English language learners do the best in math. Our special needs students struggle in math, but are doing very well in language arts. Now we're moving on to the Access test. Access is the English language proficiency assessment. This one is not state mandated, rather it is federally mandated. Access is a federal measure of English language proficiency. As you know, our ESL student population has doubled in the last 3 years. This assessment measures how they're improving in all domains of listening, speaking, reading, and writing in English. What we see here is a breakdown of where they fall in the proficiency band. This spring, we tested 1,099 students on this assessment, and what it does is it levels them based on whether they are level 1, which are beginning learning students. They've either came in with 0 English or very limited English, all the way through level 6. Once you hit level 5 on this assessment, even a native-born English speaker will sometimes struggle to pass it. We've seen that with our own students. We've actually tested it out on some general education students just to see how hard it might be to pass this test. So reaching level 5, you're beyond native speaker. You're really a strong master of the English language. Now clearly, because the majority of our students are recent arrivals with this doubling of our students, the majority of our students fall in those first 3 levels, level 1, 2, and 3. The goal is that each year these students grow by 1 proficiency level as they move up learning the English language. So what do we do with this data, and how do we use it to help our students? We use the NJGPA, the Access data, together with NJSLA data, our local assessments, our classroom performance, to drive instruction. Our teachers look at this information, and then they address how we may change our pacing, as well as how we might group students in classrooms, or at the high school level, how we might program their senior year based on the results of these tests. Both assessments help our students get to multiple different graduation pathways, whether that be supporting students who struggle on NJGPA with a basic skills class, or helping our English language learner who might be at a lower English proficiency level by giving them additional after-school tutoring. And then in terms of graduation, for those students who are unable to pass one of these assessments successfully, there is a portfolio process that they can complete to successfully graduate high school. But we continually reflect on this data and use it to inform pretty much all of our programming, our pacing, even the purchases for the types of materials that we buy to support our students. Another thing that we utilize to support students both learning English and as well as best practices in classrooms are our SIOP techniques, which is sheltered instruction, and we utilize what are called the WIDA can-do descriptors. WIDA can-do descriptors help our classroom teachers assess what someone who might not be proficient in English can actually do on the subject or topic that they're learning. We're providing online support for our English language learners and expanding adult evening ESL classes this fall so that our parents can support their children's learning process better. All of this data is utilized to help support learning. At the high school level, much more important to me than this data, even though we do exceed the state averages on the NJGPA, more importantly are the specialized programs and opportunities to push children to higher education that we have at Clifton High School. So some of this data helps us enhance our academies and college partnerships. So at Clifton High School, we have 3 main academies, and these academies help our students stay focused into different career paths that may interest them. Our academy program has been small, but growing. We have a STEM academy, where students can have concentrations in 4 disciplines of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. We have our Career Academy, which has 6 areas in law and public safety, marketing, human services, early childhood, computer sciences, and Visual Performing Arts Academy, which covers all of the many amazing visual and performing arts programs that are frequently highlighted in Clifton, especially at the high school. But we have an academy in each of those 7 areas of band, choir, dance, drama, orchestra, studio art, and the most important one, TV and video production, which is what you're watching right now, our students showing this hands-on skill that they're learning. The other component that really rounds out our high school experience in Clifton are our many college partnerships. And tonight we're touching on our largest ones. We have some other small ones that are starting to grow, but these are the ones that most of our students participate in. Our original dual enrollment program many years ago was our Montclair State University program, where students could earn up to 12 college credits while earning their high school diploma. Since then, we've also added Project Forward with Felician University, which has a similar outcome of 12 credits like Montclair, where students share time at either institution, spending part of their school day here and then taking classes at the university. We've started a 24-credit program with William Patterson University, and the William Patterson program also has an aspiring educators component, where we just had the thrill of seeing some of our students from our high school, rising juniors and rising seniors, who spent the summer at William Patterson taking 3 college credits and then in the afternoon working as teacher assistants in a student lab and at one of the schools in Patterson. Hopefully, as that program grows, we could open that up to one of our summer programs here in Clifton as well. One of the really amazing highlights we have is the Bergen County Community College program, where now for 5 years we have students who earn their full 60-credit associate's degree before they graduate from high school. They actually receive an associate's degree diploma a few weeks before they walk out in our stadium to get their high school diploma. Then we have our 3 programs with Passaic County Community College. There's an early college program similar to the one at Bergen Community, where they can graduate with an associate's. We have a 30-credit program for our seniors, But the one that more of our children can take advantage of is the dual enrollment and concurrent program. We have several dozen sections of classes at Clifton High School, right on site. You're sitting in your English class with your friends. And if you choose to participate in the concurrent program, those teachers are duly accredited by Clifton and Passaic Community College. And just by sitting in your regular English class, you can earn 3 English credits for college at Passaic Community, which are guaranteed to transfer to any New Jersey state university. And our final program is our Fairleigh Dickinson World Languages program, where students who go up to level 4 can earn 3 college credits in this middle college program. Some new ones that we're adding on, we're doing some things with Kane University, and there's more exciting stuff to come as we continue to build our programs for our students. And I'd like to thank you for your time. Does anyone have any questions?
Commissioner Brunciak.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Ms. Kuselevitz, for your presentation. So this is the first year. Were there any prior years of any type of performance evaluations for the students for grade 11, or is this the first year we're reporting this particular one that's mandated, right?
This one is mandated, and we have had, the state has gone through various evolutions. For a while, when NJSLA started, you had to take it in algebra, geometry, and algebra 2, as well as English 9, 10, and 11, and the science, your 11th grade science course. So there's always been something, but they varied. The state went to those 3 levels, then they pulled back. Then they went down to just grade Algebra 1 and 10th grade English. Then they added in the NJGPA. So the state keeps varying what they're requiring of our students, but there's always been some form of high school testing, but not necessarily to allow you to graduate. But there's always been something. Prior to all those NJSLAs, there are things you might have recalled, like the HSPA or the HSPT, which were the High School Proficiency Assessment and High School Proficiency Test, which were previous versions of high school type end of course or end of program testing. This is just the newest version of that.
Thank you. So Algebra 2 used to be a requirement, you're saying, as part of the testing that used to occur? Because I'm trying to recall when I was a junior, I think I took Algebra 2, but...
When you were a junior, you probably took the HSPT.
Yeah.
Which was a combined math and combined language arts, which is actually what this NJGPA is, except that it focuses primarily on Algebra 1 and the equivalent of about 10th grade English.
So by 11th grade, every single student at CHS should have taken at least Algebra 1. And
Algebra 1 is an absolute graduation requirement. Algebra 2, a second math course is as well.
Thank you. The academies, how long has that program been around for?
Oh, that's a good question. We established them at academies when Mr. Orlando was still the principal, so 10-ish years. We've been growing them up. They were growing slowly until the pandemic. Then we maintained them kind of flat since the pandemic, and now we're trying to rejuvenate them with some additional programs, additional capstone activities. Anybody in one of these, the academy doesn't really change. You have to apply for it when you're at the end of 8th grade, but it doesn't really start until 10th grade. Your 9th grade year in the Mustang Academy, which is our freshman program, starts everyone off on a level playing field, but then you start to specialize in certain areas of concentration for your electives, but your core program is still the same as all other students. And then you get what you get for being in the academy is there are sometimes field trips. There's an advisor. We may have some specific clubs that you participate in, and then on your diploma there is a statement that you have completed one of these concentrations in one of these academies.
2 more things. I apologize, everybody. Do you have ballpark figures of those students enrolled pre-lockdown and post-COVID lockdown?
For numbers of students, we can get that information.
Okay.
Off the top of my head, I don't, but I can get
Okay.
that information.
That's what, I'm just asking for a ballpark figure. And if you're a freshman, right, and you didn't enroll or you didn't apply into these academies, are you allowed to do it freshman going into sophomore or no?
Since the program doesn't fully start till sophomore, yes, there are opportunities where you can reach out to your guidance counselor and have that conversation. At the same time, so there are grade level requirements and so forth. This is shared quite extensively at the middle schools at the time of 8th grade scheduling to rise up into 9th grade, because the students do meet with their counselor at the end of 8th grade to help give their input. They fill out a course request sheet and work with their counselor for what might interest them, and it's at that time that the information about the academies is also shared with the students.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Commissioner Suarez.
Thank you, President Paris. And thank you so much, Ms. Kiselevich, for a great report and thorough information. I just want to ask, I'm really impressed by the supports that the students receive who are English language learners. Is that Clifton driven? When I hear there are multiple graduation pathways, is that Clifton driven, or is that something that is guided to you from the state?
Graduation pathways are driven by the state. The state sets the minimum graduation requirements. Clifton does have a few, we do require for ourselves a few additional courses over what the state minimum is. How you get there, however, is driven by the state. The state has guidelines for what qualifies as an NJGPA cut score in order for your NJGPA to help let you go along with your successful completion of coursework. The state also sets what are the parameters to be accepted into a portfolio pathway to graduate with a portfolio. But our counselors do have some flexibility in letting some courses count in different ways, in providing that basic skills support, in some of the after-school and summer activities. And one of the key pieces that's really going to help our students is that this year, as part of our budget process, thanks to the Board of Education, because of your approval of some of the components of our budget, we were able to offer freshman free summer school for credit recovery, so that we all know that the freshman year is the most important year. And if you fall behind in your freshman year, the statistics are sobering about how many students who fall behind in their freshman year do not successfully complete high school. So by having allowed these freshmen to now recoup without cost to them, that is going to have a huge ripple impact. And with ESSER funds, we actually did that for all of our students for the core content areas, language, arts, science, math, and social studies. Unfortunately, ESSER funding has now expired, so next year you may be hearing a request, could we do this for all 3 grade levels, freshman, sophomore, and junior? But this year, the board did support the freshmen, so we thank you for that.
Thank you so much for that information. I always appreciate what you do for our students and really looking out for the supports that are needed, especially for those who are learning English in a very fast pace. So thank you for the information and for what you do for our students.
Thank you.
Any other? Yes, Commissioner Santiago.
Thank you, President Paris. Thank you very much, Ms. Kuselevich, for the presentation. You always do a great job with the content and with your delivery. Just a quick question. We talked a lot about the academies, but the experiential learning part of it, I heard about clubs and things like that. Are there any things like having guest speakers from that, or going out site visits, on site to whatever the career is, whatever the different tracks we've mentioned here?
So in some of them, yes, that is one of the things when I mentioned that before COVID, we were really starting to grow some of those additional supports. Since then, we've been focused kind of on getting our kids back on track. And now this year, we're, Mr. Kosher who's one of our assistant principals at the high school, is in charge of our college partnership as well as academies. And together with Mr. Hamda and his push to help support our kids through graduation, as well as working together with guidance, we're looking to grow some of those, bring back some of those guest speakers, add the field trips, and really start to enhance some of those programs. Many of them already are very robust just by the nature of what they are. For example, one of these academies, again, is the CAST Academy, which you see here. This is tremendous hands-on experience. The CTE accounting program, I'm sorry, forgive me, the CTE marketing program also has quite a bit of not only experiential, but one of the required courses is the type of the work study where they go for half a day to work on a site for credit. But that varies by type of program.
Okay, thanks. And then the other thing is, it's more of a comment, I guess, overall. So I'm glad to see that our graduation ready numbers for the district in English and math are above state's averages. But, you know, I know we focus on continuous improvement, and
Absolutely.
education is, you know, the job is never done. We're working on this every single day. So I just look forward to these numbers continuing to increase.
As do I. Thank you. As do I.
Anyone else? Okay, I have one question. Thank you for a very comprehensive report, Ms. Kusalevich. The English language learners, these proficiency level data, this is a snapshot from this.
Correct. That's what the Access does. The Access gives you a snapshot of what their proficiency level is. Those proficiency levels are based on the WIDA standards, which are a national standard for English proficiency. So level 1 is usually lower level. You can communicate in, you know, short phrases, short sentences, but you're just starting to speak. Level 2 is kind of getting more comfortable with that. Like I said, level 5, you're basically native proficient, because we have native speakers who can't pass that level, or who can't get into that level or test into it. But these are snapshots each year, and then this is compared to the same child previous year to see if they've made growth moving up by the scale score points in each of those levels. And so long as they're moving up with those levels, the district does not receive what they call a corrective action plan for English language learners. And right now we do not have one of those.
You read my mind. That was my follow-up question, is if there was a metric that we looked at an individual student's progress over time, which is probably more telling than these numbers are.
Exactly. That's why I really preferred it when they did this all at once. And then we could dive into our local data, which happens in the late fall. I come out with, I know it's like the mind-numbingly long presentation on our local data, but that is where we're looking at comparing children to themselves and on our own local assessments from the beginning of the year forward.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Our next item is, excuse me? Oh, lights. I was getting used to this very nice mood lighting.
Likewise.
It's very relaxing. Board committee reports are next. Commissioner Brunstjack, would you please read our facilities minutes?
Thank you, Mr. President. This is the minutes of the Facilities Committee that occurred on August 20th, 2024. Myself was present. Commissioner Ciano was present. President Paris was present. Mr. Gengaro was present. Mr. Eddie Maldonado was present. Mr. Al Marcione was present. And finally, Mr. Mike Ucci was present as well. Meeting started at 3:30 p.m. End time was 4:07 p.m. Items of discussion: number 1, the referendum update. Mr. Marcione presented referendum work that is being done. School number 8 is almost complete, along with the windows being installed. School number 5 is almost complete. School number 5 gym is almost complete, excuse me. All bathrooms will be completed by the start of school. CHS front vestibule entrance will be completed this week. Building management systems should be operational for custodial and maintenance staff by the school year. CCMS Woodrow and schools 2, 9, 12, 13, and 15 switchgears arrival date is now tentatively scheduled for December to be able to switch to the increased power needs of these buildings. Woodrow and Columbus auditoriums are moving along. However, there will be no air conditioning until the switchgears arrive. Number 2, the band room music suite. Band room music suite is moving along very smoothly. Specific cloud lighting is on back order at the moment. As a result, temporary lighting will be installed for the time being. B&G updates. Administration gave an update on the projects taking place throughout the district. Summer cleaning around the referendum has presented challenges, but will continue and will be complete by the start of school. Woodrow Wilson Middle School Media Center has been completely renovated, replacing the gymnasium roof at school number 8, and the DPW through shared services has been helping with pothole repairs around the district. Also, speed bumps have been fixed and installed around the district as well. Finally, we have active shooter training. Mr. Gengaro presented active shooter role-playing training that administration worked with the Clifton Police Department over the summer at school number 3. It was presented to allow the Clifton Police Department to use Pope Paul from November to December for more training drills if available. The committee concurred after permit use requests are processed. Does anybody have any questions?
I just have one observation to make. For people who don't know what a switchgear is, it's actually the device that manages all the power that goes to a building. So without one, even though we may have our new HVAC systems installed, they can't be operated. And this has been a challenge since the very beginning of the referendum because they've been on back order. Lots of schools around the country have projects similar to ours, and the demand was so high after COVID. Things are getting caught up, so we're down to 7 schools that we still need them for. So until we get them, even though we have other equipment installed, it's not going to be operational yet. Okay, thank you, Commissioner Brunciak. Dr. Danny, would you like to do the minutes? Are you okay? Can you hear me? He's on mute.
No, thank you.
I will read them, okay. The Education and Special Education Committee met on August 6th. The meeting began at 6 p.m. Present were Dr. Danny, who's our chairperson, myself, Commissioner Bassford. From administration, Ms. Kusalevich, Mr. Gengaro, Mr. Doctor, were all present as well. 2024-2025 staffing and position discussion was held via Michael Doctor. Mr. Doctor began by discussing the significant increase and additional duties provided by the counseling department. Mr. Doctor provided data showing the increases to counseling service, increased numbers of counselors, general education social workers, behaviorists, and psychologists, as well as multiple grants and partnerships which provide additional counseling support. He further described the increasing complexity of student needs, increased homelessness, the major uptick in hits on the district online support filter, and overall growth of programs and mental health concerns under the umbrella of counseling. Serving multilingual language learners and managing interventions prior to referral to special education has had a major impact on the department. The number of multilingual learners in the district has doubled, and over 50% of CST referrals begin as counseling caseloads. Mr. Doctor went on to describe the need to add not only preschool to the department, but also expand to an additional supervisor to support these continually growing programs. The job description included in this Board of Ed meeting adds preschool and these expanded responsibilities while allowing for roles to be divided by task or grade span as needed, with another supervisor of counseling pre-K through 8. An updated job description is on this evening's agenda. Adult ESL summer success and expansion for fall was reviewed by Ms. Kusalevich. She shared more information about the return of a portion of our previously discontinued adult evening school. The district explored using existing grant funding for parents, including a family literacy block grant Title I, and Title III to bring back parent opportunities. Given the types of funds available at no cost to the taxpayer, a pilot adult ESL program was reinstated this summer as part of a daytime family literacy program at School 17. Nearly 30 families were enrolled, and a rotation of about a dozen parents participated in daily adult ESL classes while their children attended the summer school at School 17. This program will be expanded and continued in the evenings in the late fall and winter of this coming school year. Pope John Paul VI School Building Usage Initial Proposal Review was done via Ms. Kuselevich in response to program growth, increased enrollment in specialized programs, the expanded need for classrooms at all grade spans for special education and English language learning students, and growing preschool programs. The district explored many options and will be leasing the former Pope John VI School on Valley Road. Multiple options are available for the use of this building to provide the greatest possible space relief while balancing fiscally responsible budget priorities. While several academy programs and school grade configurations are possible, the greatest crowding currently is taking place in middle grades. The timeline for this project is to conduct community and stakeholder surveys and complete the demographic study in the fall of 2024. Upon reaching a collaborative final decision of grade span and scope, a school administrator will be engaged to coordinate the development of this site to open in September of 2025. Meeting ended at 6:50. Any questions? Commissioner Suarez.
Thank you, President Paris. I'm just wondering if anyone in the district, on the board, if we have a pulse on what's causing the increase of homelessness. My gut is perhaps raising housing costs, but if there are any other factors that others are aware of, I was curious.
Mr. Doctor referred to that. I'm not going to speculate on what the reason for the homelessness is.
Ms. Suarez, if Mr. Doctor's adding that to the report, that might be students who fall under the McKinney-Vento Act, where they're homeless or even displaced. Families are evicted for a whole host of reasons. Those are the numbers that I'm going to assume Mr. Doctor is referring to, because those numbers are on the rise for us. And through that act, we are responsible, the district, to continue to provide the one consistent, stable part of a student's lives, which is school, wherever they may live at this point. So I'm going to make that assumption based on this, but we'll get clarification for you.
If I can just add, those McKinney-Vento numbers and that they do encompass all forms of homelessness, and underhousing also counts as homelessness under the McKinney-Vento Act, meaning families who might be staying with a cousin or a friend, or some of our newly arrived immigrants who may be in a bedroom or a portion of another home. That actually, although they are housed, does count as homelessness under McKinney-Vento definitions.
Thank you, Ms. Kuselevich. That's actually really helpful, because that also aligns with our increase in numbers for English language learning students. So thank you for just some insight on that. And also, do we have any feedback regarding the adult ESL program from either the teachers or the parents themselves? The anecdotal information that I got from the teachers, as well as our coordinator for that program, was that the parents really loved it. The parents are very, welcoming, enjoying it. The summer one was a morning program, so even though we had over 20 people enrolled, I think it was about 25. The daily attendance was about a dozen, but it was still a great start. I think the evening programs that we're looking to launch will be much better attended. Thank you so much. I'm really excited about that, and thank you for supporting our students and, in turn, our families, or rather, strike that, reverse it, but thanks a lot.
Anyone else? Commissioner Bashford.
Yes, I'd just like to thank you, Janina Kuchelevich, for updating us on the ESL program. We did bring this up in education, and one of the hopes is eventually, fingers crossed, maybe to start an adult evening program. Started out small with the ESL, but then branch it out to what it used to be, not as to the magnitude it was, but start small with offering some other kind of courses for people in the community. And that's something that I hope that we did bring to the discussion again to the table, and maybe start launching something like that, because that's how I met everybody in Clifton. I went to the adult evening school. I know I can change the oil on a car. I can swing a golf club, craft class, and I know the chords of a guitar. So it helped me to grow, and I'd like to offer that opportunity to other people. There was an issue with it, so I think we need to work out the kinks, but it warms my heart that you got that off the ground, and I thank you so much. When you reported that night, you saw how upset I got, on the Zoom, because it was something long overdue, so thank you very much.
Anyone else?
President Paris.
Yes.
So the adult ESL program, which is positive and good, I just want to understand, it mentions here existing funding. How do we fund this? Do we use this from, it looks like we use grant, but is that grant money that otherwise would be going to students?
No, actually, there are components of our grants, particularly our title funds, that are directly tied to parent involvement. We've been using them primarily for events at schools to incorporate parents at our Title I schools, as well as ESL. The Community Block Grant has a specific carve-out that must include a family literacy component, so we added now this adult ESL piece, or added it back. And then in the evenings, we can use some of those title funds, which is what the statement about using these funds more creatively. Many, many years ago, when we did have the adult evening school, we did have an adult academy also at School 12 using Title I funds. So that's what we're going to try to leverage as the seed funding at our Title I school locations to start some of these additional adult programs, and that funding can only be used for parental involvement.
Good, thank you. So yeah, as we expand it to other topics and things like that, I just want to make sure it's not funding that would otherwise be more helpful directly supporting the students, and if it's not, then that's great. Thanks.
Okay, anyone else? All right, next is our public recognition portion of the meeting. This portion of the meeting is open to the residents and non-residents of Clifton for the purpose of addressing any subject matter pertinent to and/or directly related to the operation of the Clifton Public School District. Residents and non-residents are requested to sign the register provided for this purpose and to state their names, addresses, and subject matter. Comments are limited to 5 minutes per person. Issues raised by members of the public may or may not be responded to by the board. All comments will be considered and a response will be forthcoming if and when appropriate. The board asks that members of the public be courteous and mindful of the rights of other individuals when speaking. Specifically, comments regarding students and employees of the board are discouraged and will not be responded to by the board. Students and employees have specific legal rights afforded by the laws of New Jersey. The board bears no responsibility, nor will it be liable for any comments made by members of the public. Members of the public should consider their comments in light of the legal rights of those affected or identified in their comments and be aware that they are legally responsible and liable for their comments. Is there anyone online? Want to start with online? Or is there, can we start online? I don't think that, well, let's start with anyone here would like to approach the podium. Step right up, sir. Let us know your name and residence, please.
Sure. Good evening. My name is Andrew Rosado. I live in Wayne, New Jersey. But I have been recently appointed the assistant principal at School 13. And I was unfortunately, but fortunately, away in Florida at a Disney World vacation with my family last meeting. So I did not get a chance to come. So I wanted to share some words with you and thank all of you for this opportunity. So good evening, everyone. I'm truly humbled to stand here before you today, and I am grateful for the opportunity to express my heartfelt thanks to each of you. I want to start by thanking President Paris, Vice President Danny, our board commissioners, Dr. Albertozzi, Mr. Gingaro, Mr. Shahada, Mrs. Kusalevich, for believing in me and giving me the chance to serve as the next assistant principal of School 13. I'd also be remiss if I did not thank my beautiful wife behind me here, School 3 teacher, who has been an inspiration for me ever since I started my educational career years ago. I have to say I was overwhelmed with emotion when I received the news of my appointment while I was with my family in Florida at Disney World. It's a place where dreams come true, and I never thought my own dream of becoming an administrator in Clifton would become a reality. But here I am, and I couldn't be more grateful. Clifton has been my home away from home ever since I started my journey as a physical education teacher at School 14 and School 17. The lessons I've learned, the relationships I've built, and the memories I've made are truly invaluable. I am proud to be a part of the One Clifton community, and I am eager to take the next step in my career. I'd personally like to thank some more people, some mentors that I've had over the years. Mr. Gingaro has been a great mentor providing our Clifton Admin Academy. I've been a part of that for 2 years now, and it's every lesson or every moment we're together as a group, we learn something each and every time, and it's a valuable experience, and I appreciate everything you've done for that. I'd also like to thank Jason Habedank, Taris Patrician, and David White for their guidance and support throughout my time gaining valuable administrative experience. All of your wisdom and your expertise have prepared me for this new role. As I embark on this new chapter, I'm reminded of 2 timeless golden rules passed down by one of my mentors which continue to guide me forward. Number 1, never forget where you come from. And number 2, be smart enough to know that you don't know everything. I promise to stay grounded and true to my roots, always remembering the people and experiences that have shaped me into the leader I am today. And I promise to remain humble and open-minded, seeking knowledge and wisdom from those around me, and always be willing to learn and grow. I am very excited to work alongside Dr. Capizzi at School 13 and to give all of our students and staff our great attention. I'm committed to upholding the philosophy of Clifton as a district, to making a positive impact on our school community. I look forward to getting to know each one of our students, our parents, and staff members, and to building strong relationships that will help us grow and succeed together. Thank you all again for this opportunity. I am honored to be a part of this team and to contribute to the district's mission. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to this new chapter in my career.
Thank you, Mr. Rosado.
Good evening, Mr. Gingaro, the Board Commissioners, and the public. I'm happy to be back. I hope everyone's been having a good summer and everyone is well. To those I haven't had the chance to meet yet, or those that simply don't know me, my name is Elias Ragsdale, and in the upcoming election, I'll be number 4 in the election to be a candidate for this, to be a commissioner on this Board of Education. For the past 3 years, I've been president of Clifton Student Union, which consisted of advocating on behalf of students with the ultimate goal of bettering our school systems. For everyone, really. The residents of Clifton, and the students, of course, and for the future of our city. As a young adult, I'm a part of Clifton's future. And as someone that is passionate about public service, I'm proudly running in November's election to join this board. 2 of the biggest assets I think I would bring to this board is first my valuable, unique experience, and second, the genuine passion and drive I have to work for this school district and in turn our city. Far too many times in public service, office holding, and not even just this board, but with other candidates and officials throughout the country, oftentimes become stale. And you can have all the degrees you want or numerous years of experience, but if your heart is no longer in the right place and you no longer have that same drive and passion to serve here in the public, it's simply breaking your oath to the citizens. I want to bring a fresh, new voice, new blood to this Board of Education in Clifton, in which we all work for. Now, my ages may be concerning to few, but anyone that knows me knows that I'm probably not your average 18-year-old. Like I said, for the past 3 years, I've been coming to these meetings, not only listening, but also speaking, whether it be in support of our paraprofessionals, students, and general issues. I've worked with this board on numerous various issues, policy, athletics, facility, you name it, and I've probably done it. If elected, I'd like to explore integrating once again the trades and industrial arts back into our schools, making our schools more fitting to those that do not have college as a part of their life's path. And long story short, I'm ready to work, and I'm dedicated to the future of this city that lies in our school system. Please help me make this happen. So, for Progress and More, vote number 4, Elias Ragsdale, for Board of Education in November. And then also just with the agenda, I'd like to add, in terms of the track renaming, I know it's written as plaque, but I was hoping it wouldn't literally be a plaque. I know for the John Greco, it's right on the scoreboard. Everyone sees it. And when recognizing someone in our district, it should be seen by everyone. So I hope it's more than just a plaque, even though that's just how it's written. And then, like I said, unique experiences. The academies in our schools, they don't work because, and I've had many friends that are a part of it, and just to be honest, most don't enjoy it. And that's really because there's nothing to do with it. Really, it's just kind of a guide for what classes you should take, what classes you could take, and even for the clubs. Anyone can join these clubs. You don't have to be a part of the academy to join the club. So I'm happy, Commissioner Santiago, that you brought up those recommendations with field trips, guest speakers, things like that. And then finally, I love that the district is taking on some initiatives when it comes to EO parents. Parents absolutely have to be involved in education, and these programs make it easier for that. So thank you guys all, and have a good night.
Thank you, Elias. Anyone else like to speak? All right.
Motion to close?
Motion to close by
Second.
Commissioner Brunziak, second by Commissioner Mejia. We don't have anyone online, do we?
No, we need to close it.
Okay, we need to close, motion to close online?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Brunziak, second by Commissioner Bassford. Next is the adoption of minutes from our July 25th, 2024 meeting. Roll call, Mr. Shahada. Or discussion?
Motion.
Motion to close, sorry.
Motion
to
to
adopt.
approve. I'll motion it.
Second.
Commissioner Bassford, second by Commissioner Mejia. Discussion? None. Roll call, please.
Ms. Bassford?
Yes.
Mr. Brunziak?
Yes.
Mr. Mejia?
Yes.
Mr. Santiago?
Yes.
Mr. Ciano?
Yes.
Ms. Suarez?
Yes.
Vice President Danny? She told me to yell. Vice President Danny?
Yes.
There we go. President Paris?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Shahada. I usually don't make any announcements, but I do have a couple today. As I think everyone is well aware, we lost Congressman Pascrell this week. He was a long-standing advocate for public education. He was a high school teacher. He was a counselor. He had his master's in education. He served in Congress for 27 years, and I believe over 10 representing our district. We're going to miss him sorely. I would like to send our condolences to his family, to his friends, and to his colleagues. He leaves a large hole. Secondly, I just wanted to mention, this month, the board sponsored the Little Pantry over here at City Hall, and I wanted to thank the board for supporting this project for the month. And specifically, I wanted to mention Commissioners Bassford, Commissioner Ciano, who I know have devoted a lot of time and supplies to the cause, and I appreciate that. Okay, moving on. Any unfinished business? All right, next up is a motion to approve under B, Education and Administration, items 1 through 12.
Motion.
Second.
By Commissioner Suarez, second by
Right here. Second.
Commissioner Ciano. Discussion.
I have one thing.
Yes, sir.
Just for transparency purposes, EA8 was brought up. There's questions about that. Is this coming out of our budget? Is it coming out of state aid? Is it coming out of grants? Where is the money coming from all that? Thank you.
That money is a pass-through, so it's allocated from the state through us, similar to charter schools, because they do not have to follow public procurement laws, and unfortunately we do. The money has to come through us. We do all the purchasing on their behalf. So the money is not Clifton money. It is specifically earmarked for whatever schools are on that list.
Thank you very much.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, roll call, Mr. Shahada.
Ms. Bassford?
Yes.
Mr. Brunziak?
Yes.
Mr. Mejia?
Yes.
Mr. Santiago?
Yes.
Mr. Ciano?
Yes.
Ms. Suarez?
Yes.
Vice President Danny?
Yes.
President Paris?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Under C, Personnel, looking for a motion to approve items 1 through, bear with me a moment, it's a long list, 57. 1 through
Motion.
57.
Second.
By Commissioner Brunciak, seconded by Commissioner Basford. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, Mr. Shahada.
Ms. Bassford?
Yes.
Mr. Bruntiak?
Yes.
Mr. Mejia?
Yes.
Mr. Santiago?
Yes, abstain on C8, 9, and 45.
Ms. Ciano?
Yes.
Ms. Suarez?
Yes, abstain on P57.
Vice President Danny?
Yes.
President Paris?
Yes, abstain on 8, 24, and 53.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Shahada. The next section, we will be pulling for a separate discussion and vote item number 9. So I'm looking for a motion to approve under D, Finance Facilities, all items 1 through 10, with the exception right now of number 9.
Motion.
Motion by, I don't know, it's
Right
Commissioner
here.
Suarez.
Give it to me.
Commissioner Ciano, seconded by
Second.
Commissioner Suarez. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please, Mr. Shahada.
Ms. Bassford?
Yes.
Mr. Bruntiak?
Yes.
Mr. Mejia?
Yes.
Ms. Santiago?
Yes.
Ms. Ciano?
Yes.
Ms. Suarez?
Yes, abstain on F10, check number 23512.
Vice President Danny?
Yes.
President Paris?
Yes, abstaining, can't do that. We're going to vote on that separate, sorry. Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay. Item 9 is all the facility use permit requests. There's specifically one item in there, which is 5214. It's a request for facility use by the Passaic County Democratic Committee. It was brought to my attention, there are two policies, Policy 4233 and Policy 7510, which both prevents us from permitting any kind of political activities in any of our buildings. So I would like to take that, I would like us to vote on number 9, which is actually a number of items now. So, but,
F9, 20, 52, 14, I believe.
yes, so we're going to go through, let me read the numbers for you briefly. Sorry. I didn't do what I really wanted to do, but that's okay. I made it a little more complicated.
5188.
I have a question.
5188 through 5213.
So you need a motion for that.
Yes.
I have a question regarding facility use. We had discussed this previously, different changes. Have they been implemented as far as the usage form and any items that you would require prior to you getting the application in your office?
Yes, so we have implemented the new form. We are slow rolling it out. It's going to start in September. This month was it's a little hectic from our office. The audit has begun, so we were a little behind the 8 ball. But we do have all plans on getting it done in September.
Thank you, that's all I want to know. Thank you.
So you need a motion on 50, whatever.
Yeah, so we're going to need a motion, we're going to do that separately on 5214, right?
So you need, well,
Just for clarification, I need a motion on 5188 to 5213.
Motion.
Mr. Bruntiak?
Second.
Commissioner Brunciak,
Second Mejia.
second Commissioner Mejia, okay. Roll call, Mr. Shah, any discussion? Roll call, Mr. Shah.
Ms. Batsford?
Yes.
Mr. Bruntiak?
Yes.
Mr. Mejia?
Yes.
Ms. Santiago?
Yes.
Ms. Ciano?
Yes.
Ms. Suarez?
Yes.
Vice President Danny? Vice President Danny? There we go. President Paris?
Yes, but I want to clarify. Are we voting right now for 5214?
no.
No.
Then yes.
Mr. Paris, I need you to abstain.
Oh, I need to abstain, I'm sorry, I need to abstain on 5188, 5189, and 5190. The rest, yes, thank you. Told you this was a little complicated one.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Now
Okay.
you have 52
Now we're going to, any discussion on 5214?
I have to recuse myself. I'm in conflict with this because I'm on county committee, so I'm going to step off the dais.
Any other discussion? Yes, no? Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can I just abstain, or do I have to recuse myself from?
No, there's no recusal necessary. This isn't anything of great importance. You could just abstain.
Okay, also, to be clear, this is in violation of our policy currently.
Correct.
Right? Okay, thank you.
The reason it is on the agenda, I did not want to arbitrarily shut this down. I know this can have political ramifications, so I wanted to let the board do it. There is an option that the board can suspend policy 5203, I believe it is, and 7510, if they choose to do so. President Paris, you can take over from here.
Okay. Yes, we can suspend if you choose to do so, but I believe that opens up kind of a Pandora's box for us. We should be consistent with our policy, and I think it would create more problems down the road if we created an exception for this one opportunity. So, any other comment?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Brunsiak,
Second.
second by Commissioner Mejia. Roll call, Mr. Shahada.
So wait, let's be clear about something, please. I apologize.
Yes, what I do.
So a yes vote is to permit the use,
Correct.
which would be in violation of your existing policy. A no is, of course, a no, and then it's not a permit, the use will not be approved.
Correct.
The other option is to have a motion to suspend your policies, which is a different animal, entirely up to the Board of Education. Follow or no?
Agreed.
Okay, so do your thing.
Roll call, Mr. Shahada.
Ms. Bassford,
Ms. Bassford, I would prefer if you were present, not voting, since you have that conflict.
I didn't want to be in the discussion.
you could just abstain, Ms.
That
Bassford.
covers that. And abstain it is.
Mr. Brunsiak,
No.
Mr. Mejia,
Abstain.
Mr. Santiago,
Abstain.
Mr. Ciano,
No.
Ms. Suarez,
No.
Vice President Danny,
No.
President Paris.
No.
Motion does not carry. I will inform the Democratic Committee in the morning.
Thank you, Mr. Shahada. Bear with me one moment.
Your board member comment, I believe.
I know we're at board member comments. I'm trying to figure out
I'm not telling you.
who is next in line to start. I believe we started last time with Mr. Canova. I have a list here, but it keeps getting buried. Who started last time? You did. So I would suspect we're up to Mr. Brunsiak.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, everyone. I want to give a sincere congrats to the summer graduates for CHS. They did not qualify in June to graduate on the field, but they were able to complete their graduation requirements over the summer. I want to thank the administration and staff and everyone else who helped create this system to let these kids get another chance at the possibility of graduating this year. So thank you, everybody. Finally, I want to give my condolences to the Pasquale family. Over a decade ago, politics in this country, state, county, and city, were not as polarizing as they have been recently. Congressman Pasquale helped get closure and justice for the Grappe family, whose son was missing for over 2 years and whose body was found after being violently murdered. And those perpetrators are now in jail as a result of this. So I want to thank the congressman and give my deepest condolences to him and to his family. Thank you for your time, and God bless America. Have a good night, everybody.
Excuse me, guys. I just want to let you guys know Commissioner Ciano is going to abstain from F10, check 23793.
Thank you. Commissioner Mejia. Thank you, Commissioner Brunsiak.
I'd just like to reiterate what Commissioner Brunsiak said. Congratulations to those who graduated this summer. I know it's not everyone has the same plan. Sometimes some of us, it takes a little bit longer to graduate, and that's okay. With that, I'd like to congratulate all the fall sports that are about to start. I know you guys are going to do terrific again this upcoming year. Thank you to our Assistant Superintendent, Janina Kuchelevich, for that great report. It's always well detailed, and it's always great for the public to know what's happening within our facilities and within our schools. Finally, I'd like to also give my condolences. I remember it like it was yesterday. One of my first interviews out of college was with Congressman Pascrell's office, and it was a tremendous experience. I met him when I was younger, and he was a great person. I'd just like to share something. It's about the legacy and stories we leave behind. In reality, we're all writing a book, and for Congressman Pascrell, that book held chapters and chapters of his public service. From educating tomorrow's future, to protecting our nation, to representing us all in Congress. Bill Pascrell's book is an endless series of service to others. I'm very saddened about his death. Thank you, Congressman, for everything that you've done. My prayers and condolences go out to your family and to the broader community. And I wish, I wish I would have seen you one last time, shaking your hand one last time, taking another photo, another selfie like we always do. Thank you, and have a great night.
Thank you, Commissioner Mejia. Commissioner Santiago.
Thank you, President Paris. Well, as everyone's speaking about, condolences and sympathies to Congressman Pascrell's family, colleagues, friends. I mean, we all know he was mayor of Patterson, he was assemblyman, he was a congressman, but he also was a teacher. And he also was part of the Board of Ed. I think he was the president of the Board of Ed in Patterson. And he was an Army veteran. So, consummate public servant, and he's going to be missed, and prayers to his family. Yeah, the summer grads, that was awesome. I'm very happy that we were able to do that. One of the graduates, Joanna. So I was sitting there, and families are there, and there was a older woman in a wheelchair. And so afterwards, we're talking to everybody and greeting everybody. And I meet Joanna, the graduate, and I said, "Who's this?" She says, "My grandma," and her grandma flew from Peru to come and see her graduate. And so that was worth everything. But it was a great night, and I'm just really fun evening, and it was just so rewarding. So, and congratulations to them for being resilient and getting it done. And yet, like everybody's talking about, fall sports, I love the fall. Yes, I love our football team. Let's go support them. But there's other sports as well. Don't forget, we've got cross country, we've got gymnastics, boys and girls soccer, we've got girls tennis, we've got girls volleyball, plenty of stuff to go and find a game to go and support our kids. Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you, Commissioner Santiago. Commissioner Ciano.
Thank you very much, President Parrish. Thank you, Ahmed. I forgot to abstain. I was looking over my notes and I missed that one. I want to also offer my condolences to the family of Congressman Bill Pascrell. He served his community with unwavering dedication. On a much happier note, I want to congratulate Ahmed and Tanya. I'm very happy for you guys. May you have years of love and happiness. Trust me, marriage is a lot of work. It's worth it in the end, let me tell you. Janina, thank you very much for the thorough presentation. It's really good to stay up to date on things like that, and you were very detailed. Thank you very much. Real quickly, because it was brought up at the City Council, I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to provide an update on the Municipal Alliance meeting that was scheduled for August 20th. It was unfortunately canceled. This decision was made between a few people on the Alliance because the city manager canceled his attendance at the last minute, leaving Joe Kay as the sole confirmed attendee on our Google invite from the city side of the Alliance. Given the situation, it wouldn't have been appropriate to proceed with the meeting. We do have another meeting scheduled, and I do believe that's going to happen before the next meeting, so you guys will have a report on that. School is almost back in session, just 2 weeks. The halls are going to be buzzing with excitement and the thrill of new learning adventures. To all the students, teachers, and administration, I wish you an incredible school year ahead. Since our last meeting, I've had the joy of attending the Ecuadorian, Pakistani, Dominican, and Indian flag raising ceremonies. I love celebrating the city's rich diversity. I also had the honor of witnessing the summer graduation ceremony at Clifton High School. Watching our students achieve that accomplishment was nothing short of inspiring. With summer drawing to a close, I am eagerly looking forward to my first full school year as a Board of Education Commissioner. This role is a significant responsibility that I'm deeply committed to. Serving on this board is by far one of the most rewarding experiences of my life, and I'm proud to make a difference. Thank you for all the support. Thank you, everybody on this board. Let's make this year extraordinary. And I want to wish everybody a happy and safe Labor Day weekend, and I'll see you all in September.
Thank you, Commissioner Siano. Commissioner Suarez.
Thank you, President Paris. I would also like to give my sincere condolences to the family of Congressman Pasquarel. Congratulations to the summer graduates. I wish I could be there. I congratulate you, and I'm proud of you for being able to work hard. It does take dedication to move forward to your personal goals, and I congratulate everyone, and I'm very proud and happy for all of you and your families, and good luck with your future endeavors. And first day of school is coming up. I have been a part of many a team to start a school as a school social worker for many years on the special education committees and really looking at what it takes to start a school in the classroom end. So I want to wish all the luck to the teachers and school administration who are preparing their classrooms and preparing their minds to adjust to be their best selves for the students. I know it's really exciting to receive students in the beginning of the school year, so I wish everyone luck. And good luck to the parents and guardians as well. We are preparing for the new school year. From personal experience, it's certainly a struggle to adjust from the bedtimes to wake-up times from summer to school. So I am with you in that struggle, and I just wish everyone a good luck and the best school year ahead. Thank you all, and have a great night.
Thank you, Commissioner Suarez. Dr. Danny. What'd I do? Oh, Commissioner Bassford, I'm sorry.
you.
We started there, I'm sorry.
That's okay, no worries.
I usually forget Dr. Danny.
That's okay, it's all right.
It's a little difficult to hear, so
Let her go. It's
you
fine.
know, because the mic at the podium is picking up everybody, you know, but it sometimes breaks out. So I was like on the live feed, you know, trying to listen to that, and it's just really complicated. So it makes it really, really difficult. You know, and I don't feel well to begin with, so it was a very stressful evening for me. So I apologize for anything there. But again, it's the mic is hearing you at the distance from the podium. So it just sometimes it cuts out. Some people are louder than others, so I apologize for that. I'd just like to say congratulations to the summer graduates. It was really exciting. It was nice to see the students' smiles on their faces, the parents speaking with some of them, and just how excited that they were, echoing like some of the sentiments of Mr. Mejia, what he was saying, you know, how some of the parents said that, you know, obviously students don't graduate sometimes on time, and, you know, things happen, but it was just a great experience overall. They said that there was a summer graduation for them. I would like to also thanks Ms. Kusalevich for her presentation. Sorry that I was there in front of you and you had to maneuver through that. Might have been a little bit, a little bit out, put you out of sorts, but you did a great job. I also, I don't know if it was said, I know something, Mr. Parrish, you said something about the pantry, that was really great, to contribute to the pantry. I did fill the pantry, like 2 times, so, hopefully it did help those. I tried to put in more baby products, baby food products. So always, wondering about children, and since being a teacher, that's always what's on my mind. Condolences to the Pasquarel family. My family was very close with the Pasquarel family, so condolences, very, very sad. I think that's about all I have for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Danny. Hope you feel better soon. And, sorry, Commissioner Bassford.
No worries, no worries. A couple of things. I just want to explain to everyone why I abstained and why I stepped off the dais. I sit on county committee, and I also was very active in trying to help get people to the county committee by getting membership. So I felt that I was very conflicted in making that decision. So to anyone that's questioning my motives, I did it because I'm in conflict. So when you're in conflict, and especially for the discussion, you step away and you also abstain. So that's one of the reasons why I did that. The little pantries was actually an absolute joy. If they offer it to us next year, I would more than be happy to participate. To see the need was very overwhelming to me. No sooner did you fill it up, or you went back in the afternoon, it was gone again. And, I made more trips to ShopRite that week than I have all summer. So, and it's interesting to see what actually went. So I was doing my own little gauging of like what these people were eating. So by the second day, I was good. I was like, I had a good little system going on. So thank you very much for letting us into the food, little pantry people that are out there. Great job. I know you worked really hard on making sure that the 3 pantries and maybe possibly more are always filled. Condolences to the Bill Pasquale family, to his friends and his colleagues. His shoes will not be easy to fill, and it comes at a very bad time of year. So to everyone that has to make that decision on who will be his replacement, I bless them Godspeed, and that they think it out very well to make sure that it's successful for that group. Thank you to Janina Kuchelevich, not only for the ESL program, which you blew me away at the education meeting. I got so overwhelmed with that. I have to tell you, I was actually shaking. I was very excited. You did a really great job. I actually sat on a committee that talked about student achievement, and it starts at home. So that 20 bit of people that you planted the seed will grow and keep on growing. So if this board makes those decisions to make it bigger and better, kudos to us. Congratulations to the girls football team, flag football team. I had the pleasure of going with the stadium with a couple of my friends. We watched the girls play. It was amazing to see them at halftime. I was so thrilled to be in there. And by luck, we actually saw someone, and they kind of moved us we weren't up in, getting the sunburn. We were covered under an awning. So we really, it was a score that day. So thank you to whomever did that, and to the people that we shared it with. We were the loudest cheering section that day. We were screaming. We lost our voices, but that was all good. Thank you to the many organizations that invite us, all of us, to the many multiple flag raisings this summer. They continue, so if you invite us, we will go. Wishing everyone out there, staff, students, the teachers, a joyful, safe, and successful school year, filled with growth and achievement. Good luck and have a happy rest of the summer, and enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Bassford. Although my colleagues all mentioned it, I think it's still worth mentioning yet again. On August 10th, when we had our summer graduation at the CHS auditorium, these students, in my mind, are outstanding. Outstanding because of their dedication and perseverance. They did what they needed to do in their summer to complete their graduation requirements. And the least we could do is recognize that achievement. And it was a beautiful ceremony in our auditorium, and it had their families and their friends supporting them. I think we had over 30 students that achieved their diploma over the summer, and I think about 20, close to 20, walked on stage that day. So congratulations to those families and students. Band camp is in full swing right now, folks, so if you happen to be near City Hall, the back of City Hall, and you hear some music or some drums beating, that's the marching band getting ready for the season. Always an exciting time for them and us. Our first home game is September 6th. It's versus Eastside. Please come out and support the team and our cheerleaders and our band. To my colleagues on the board here, September 25th is the Passaic County School Board Association Fall Meeting. It's going to be held right here in Clifton at Mario's. Go to their website and register. Be great if we could have everyone there in force, and it's fantastic that it's in our own town. To Dr. Robertozzi, glad to hear you're on the mend. We miss you, but take your time, get better, and we look forward to seeing you soon. To the girls' flag football team, congratulations. I also saw the game. It was a wonderful opportunity for our team to get in front of a tremendous crowd. I mean, performing in a stadium like that, there's nothing like it. Congratulations to Mr. Rosado, School 13 Assistant Principal. School 13 is my alma mater, so I know he's going to a fantastic school, and he'll be a welcome addition to the staff. Thank you to our AV students here tonight who are on summer vacation, yet they're here tonight with us at 8:30 in the evening on their time. We appreciate your efforts all the time. And last but not least, congratulations to Tanya and Ahmed, and all the best for a wonderful, wonderful, happy life. That's all I have. And my computer went off. So we do have some items for executive session. Oh, is there any new I'm sorry, I lost my.
I have a question. Just, what was the date of the teacher orientation and the time? Do you know?
So new staff orientation will be next Wednesday. I will send you a detailed, itemized agenda with
What time?
what's going on with it.
Thank you. Okay, thanks.
All right, I'm back. Okay, any new business? All right, hearing none, we'll go to the next item. Executive session. We will have executive session this evening. We'll be discussing some personnel and contractual issues. Action will be taken. It will take approximately how long, do you think, Mr. Shaw? Or Mr.
Let's do an hour.
Okay, it'll be about an hour before we come back. Can we have a motion to adjourn into?
Motion. Second.
By Commissioner Brunstyak, seconded by Commissioner Santiago. Thank you.
5-minute recess,
minutes, absolutely.
Mr. President? Thank you.
Guys, just for clarification, everybody can vote on everything in executive session.
You can vote on everything.
Everything.
That was discussed in the executive session.
Yes. The only thing about Jingaro is not being voted on tonight, so you guys are good. So I'll get a motion from,
We got return or
no,
something?
I'm just gonna
Oh,
do it like a
sorry.
motion from Judy.
Are we live, or is it?
Yes.
I motion to accept all the resolutions for,
Motion to reconvene, please.
Motion.
motion to convene.
Okay,
Second.
Okay, motion, thank you.
sorry.
Judy and.
Motion to
I'm
convene by
sorry, I
Commissioner Basford,
apologize.
seconded by Commissioner Mejia. We've returned from executive session. We're looking for a motion to approve items under G, executive sessions, number 2 through 10.
Motion.
Motion by
Second.
Commissioner Suarez, seconded by Commissioner Ciano. Any discussion?
Way to mess it up, guys. Commissioner Basford,
Yes.
Mr. Brunciak,
Yes.
Mr. Mejia,
Yes.
Santiago,
Yes.
Ciano,
Yes.
Ms. Suarez,
Yes.
Vice President Danny is not here. President Paris.
Yes?
Motion carries.
Okay. Any other board business?
Nope. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Commissioner Basford.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Santiago. Have a great night.
Night, everyone.
So